So, cataracts are something that develops usually familial, but there are some causes of cataracts, and one of them is smoking, believe it or not. People don't realize that if you smoke, so if I operate on someone who's been smoking, I can really tell the cataract is really brown and treacly. So, don't smoke. And smoking also will stop macular degeneration. I forgot to tell you that in my previous talk. But so smoking, avoiding getting dehydrated. So if you look at people from Africa, for example, they get cataracts much, much younger. So probably it's likely that sun exposure and getting dehydrated and not having a good healthy diet will probably lead to cataracts at a much earlier age. There's some cataracts that develop because of the use of steroids. Now, obviously, if you need steroids, you have to take the steroids, but you'll probably get cataracts at an earlier age. And then if you're diabetic, so if you're diabetic, the sugar content in your body, if you let your diabetes go out of control, the sugar will go into your lens and stress it, and you'll get cataracts at a much earlier age. So to control your diabetes, eat a healthy diet. I always wear sunglasses in the sun, even in winter. And there's a lot of sun in some parts of the world, even in winter. So you do need to wear sunglasses. And then if you go skiing, obviously, wear ski goggles, which have got a UV filter. One wonders whether computers will increase the risk of cataract in the future. And the jury's out, but I've got a feeling it might do. So it might be worth putting blue screens on your devices, such as your phones and your computers, if you can, particularly if you work in IT. Listen, everyone over the age of 40 needs to see an optician every 2 years. And if you've got a family history of glaucoma, you need to see them every year. Now, if you've got a history of family history of glaucoma in the UK, you tell your optician and they will not charge you. That's in the UK. But you should really get your eyes checked regularly. And people don't these days because they buy over-the-counter reading glasses and they get contact lenses sent, so they don't go. And that's a worry for me. But you don't need to sort of worry too much, because cataracts in the very early stages, they might not necessarily need to be operated on. But if you've noticed your vision's fuzzy, then go and see an optometrist. In the UK, we have optometrists which will see you, and some are available on the NHS. Obviously, in other countries, I think you go directly to an ophthalmologist. But if your vision is blurry, don't ignore it. Go and see somebody. Cataract surgery is essential when it affects you. You don't need to go if it's not affecting you. So if you're, for example, not a driver and you've got a bit of early cataract and you can read perfectly well, you don't need to have your cataract surgery. But if it's starting to affect your daily tasks, such as watching TV or meeting friends or driving, then that's the time to go. You're the person that makes the decision, not the doctor. If someone has a history of early dementia, then I would do cataracts at an earlier stage, because we want to do the cataract surgery under local anesthetic, not a general, because it's much better for the person. So I would operate on people who've got early signs of dementia earlier than other people, even if the cataracts are quite mild.
What does the surgery involve?
So the surgery, it sounds really scary, doesn't it? Because you're awake during the surgery. So it's usually just drops, local anesthetic. If you're very scared, you could have sedation, and you could have a deeper anesthetic to really to numb your eye. But the surgery is really quick, between 15 and 20 minutes. And you just have drops. They basically make a tiny incision in your eye, the size of the top of your fingernail, in fact, slightly smaller, and insert into the eye a new lens. We take out the old lens, we suck it out through this kind of a biro type instrument, and then we insert a new lens, which is made of acrylic, and it's foldable. It's folded up into a little roll, and then we insert it into your eye, it opens up, and that will correct your vision for whatever you want. You can have it for distance, you can have it for near. There are even some lenses which correct astigmatism, and you can also have the vision corrected for reading and near, but it's not suitable for every single person. So you have to discuss with your surgeon what's the best option for you. So people are under the conception that you have cataract surgery more than once. In fact, it's not true. You have your cataract surgery, but what happens is after between 2 to 5 years, and sometimes 10 years, you develop a little skin behind the original lens, that's not the original lens, the plastic lens that was put in at the time of surgery, because it rests in something called the capsule. The original capsule of your lens is what we use to put the plastic lens on. And after a period of time, it becomes a bit hazy, a bit fuzzy. And then you will notice the image is degrading. And then you have a very, very simple procedure. You come into the office, you don't need surgery for it, and you have a laser. It's called YAG capsulotomy, YAG, which means is a really complicated yttrium argon garnet laser. And it is so painless and so quick, literally 15 seconds and you can see again. So it's not really another cataract. It's basically capsular opacification.